Violet? Are you here? Violet?
I'm in the bathroom, darling. I've just come back from the lake with dinner. I prepared myself a bath and I'm freshening up a bit. Is anything the matter?
Oh, is it so late already? Well, I can't seem to sleep. Do you mind if I stay a while in your bedroom?
Oh, yes, please do. I could use a bit of quiet conversation after the evening I've just had. Oh, Lord, what an exhausting party it was. You were right not to come. You would have been so bored.
Would I? Well, I suppose I prefer the quiet of home, as you usually do. But it was brave of you to go and mingle with the town.
Brave indeed. The guests were so loud and the room overheated. Do you know that the vicar, Mr. Grayson, that horrid little man, has now decided that a spring chill would be the death of him and asked the Letwoods to have a roaring fire in every single hearth? We're in the middle of May. A single one would have been enough. I really needed to escape, and this bath is a balm to the soul. But how did you spend your evening, my dear?
Nothing special. It was simple and peaceful. I wrote in my diary, played with the cats, ate dinner. You should try Mrs. Monroe's pudding, by the way, it's excellent. Then I finished my book in the drawing room with a cup of tea. Do you mind if I borrow one of your books, by the way? I've run out of my own and I've always envied your collection.
Please help yourself. Would you like a recommendation?
I don't know. Do you have any poetry? It sounds like a nice change for this season.
Have a look at the large bookshelf. I think there's a volume of Tennyson's poetry near the music box.
Music box. There it is. How pretty. And there's a bee right there. Nearly. Oh, what a colorful little bird. Let's try it. Box.
Did you find it?
Yes, I did. What are these boxes? Puzzles.
Oh, yes, I used to enjoy these, but it was some time ago. Maybe I should try again.
I didn't know you had this kind of thing. Can I have a look at them?
Oh, darling, you don't need to ask, really.
This box is pretty. What is this? I already have a corner. It looks so interesting. I really need to try one. I'm sitting down at your table.
Tell me, which one have you chosen? I can't really remember what they look like.
Let me see. I've seen this before. It appears to be a late medieval scene. From the 15th century. I believe the picture was taken from a famous French book of hours, if I remember correctly. There were many illustrations depicting scenes of everyday medieval life. This one is about the grape harvest. The pieces are so small.
Oh, please don't mention grapes again. The Lockwood's wine was simply awful. The very thought of it makes me want to gulp down my whole bathtub.
Fine, I won't mention it again. Now then, where to begin? On the left, and then that is another edge on the right this time. Blue sky. Any corner. Castle. Bottom. Bottom side. Like this bottom. First part. Alright, good. Now I would like to find the corner. Put in a this one. And this is I don't know why this one is. Oh, there are women in this picture. How refreshing.
Why do you say that?
Actually, women were rarely depicted in art during the medieval era, at least until the 14th century. We are not entirely sure why. Maybe because they were not considered as important as men, or perhaps because secular art had not yet become widespread and women were viewed with suspicion. They only truly became subjects of art at the end of the Middle Ages, and even more when the Renaissance began, in the latter half of the 15th century.
What a shame. But no doubt the Vicar wouldn't share our views on this matter. How are they pictured in these parcels?
Working just as hard as men, even though it looks like... Yes, one man is in fact doing rather more than walking.
What? What is he doing?
Sorry, darling. He's eating grapes.
Oh, please.
Towers. There are so many bits. No. Where is it? This castle is driving me quite mad. Why did the French have to make such intricate towers? Violet, did you fall asleep in your bath? Your water is going to get cold.
I'm still here, just dozing off. Could you be a sweetheart and hand me the robe I left on the bed, please?
Of course. What a lovely design. Where did you get this?
The modist from Corn Street made it for me. I saw the pattern in her shop window and couldn't resist it. I can take you there too if you like someday.
I'd love to. Can you take it?
Thank you. Are you done with that parcel yet?
Not quite. The pieces are very cleverly cut, I must say. It is challenging indeed. But somehow, it makes you more attentive to the picture. There are details I do not believe I would have looked at under other circumstances.
What details?
Oh, at the top, there are the astrological signs associated with September, and a chariot continuing its journey from Virgo to Libra. It's beautifully done. There's also a noble woman walking back to the castle, alone, which strikes me as rather strange. Rich women would rarely walk alone in those days. It was not appropriate and somehow dangerous.
Well, some people I shan't name would still consider it inappropriate nowadays. Oh, but I love how women dressed then. The gowns were so beautiful and romantic, and yet not as complicated as what we wear nowadays. Gosh, I stepped on Lady Lockwood's hem at least 3 times this evening.
I like what they wore in the 14th and 15th centuries, although I am less fond of the early Middle Ages.
Isn't the 15th century the age of King Arthur, by the way? I mean, where the legend is supposed to take place.
I like to think so, although we have perhaps gone too far in our romanticization of this era. We can blame Burne-Jones, Waterhouse, or Rossetti. It shouldn't be allowed to paint such beautiful scenes.
I wonder what these people's real life was like then.
Oh, I believe it varied from person to person, just like today. Peasants had a very hard life and little rest, except during winter, where they would sleep with cattle in their small house to help them keep warm. They ate what they could spare or afford. But in Europe they represented about 80% of the population. The wealthier, of course, had an easier life. They spent a lot of time eating, hunting, enjoying each other's company. But I do not envy them. They had almost no books.
Dreadful indeed.
I think I'm getting close to the end, but it is so small. Even the last pieces are proving quite a challenge. Still, the original painting itself isn't very large. Good. The buttons are usually left. Yeah, maybe. Let's try this one. Fits. Good. Shape. This one. Oh. What about this? Yes. Piece of blue sky. I'm done. It was so lovely to do. I will borrow a couple of others someday if you don't mind. For now, sleepiness seems to be taking a hold on me at last.
Same. This bath in your company really relaxed me after such demanding evening. I'm just finishing brushing my hair. Are you heading to bed, darling?
I am. I will see you in the morning. Don't forget we planned a picnic by the lake, so be sure to rest well.
I will. Sleep well too, darling.
Good night, darling.
Good night.